Hi everybody, happy quarantine. You know me, I'm Kristen. This is my roommate Gabby.
Hello.
We are quarantined together. We are not joining just for this. So anything I get, she goes, happy St. Patrick's Day. Got my gear on, got my green socks, you know we're celebrating. So what we're gonna do today is gonna be a bit of a flow, so it's gonna have a yoga feel, but it's definitely not yoga. We're gonna stretch through it. This is all focused on opening up your shoulders, kind of releasing some tension in there, and then the same things in your hips. So two areas that we really feel a lot of tension when we're stressed out or when we're sitting for a long amount of time. We did go for a little run before this, so if you want to pair this with a run that you're going on or anything else that you're doing, I would say put this towards the end of your workout, and it's going to kind of bring things down from there. Look at those beautiful clouds we've got. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to begin with some diaphragmatic breathing today, and we're going to do this in two different ways. I'm going to ask Gabby to do this seated, so any of my new soon-to-be mamas who want to stay vertical, or if you just don't feel like lying down, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do this from lying down. If you're newer to diaphragmatic breathing, I recommend taking a nice little lying down on the ground kind of pose here. It's a little easier to feel your belly. You can plant your feet down on the floor, or you can lay them flat. We're going to take one hand onto your chest, and the other hand's going to go on your belly. And so you can place both of them there no matter what version you're doing. On your inhale, you're going to lift your belly up, and as you exhale, you're going to drop your belly down towards the ground. So you can notice at first where your breath is coming from. I usually find this really helpful to close my eyes as I'm doing it to focus in. And notice if you're breathing through your chest or if you're breathing through your belly. We're going to try to make all of that movement from your belly. Inhaling, inflating the abdominal cavity. Exhale, pulling it down and in. So we're going to take about 10 deep breaths there. Think about breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. Again, trying to make all of that movement come from the belly, not from the chest. Wherever you are, give yourself 2 more breaths. Last one. Good. Okay, if you're sitting down, go ahead, roll over onto a side. We're going to come to a kneeling position. You want to find a nice flat back here. We're going to take a couple of those deep breaths again from this position. So find your neutral spine, a straight line from your head through your shoulders to your tailbone. You should try to be looking down towards your mat. On your inhale, you're going to drop your belly down towards the ground, and on your exhale, you're going to lift it up in towards your spine. So your back isn't moving here. We're doing those same breaths, diaphragmatic breathing now from this position. Inhale through the nose, exhale, tighten up the core, lift it there. Good. Give yourself 5 to 7 deep breaths there. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift the chest up, lift the tailbone up, a little bit of cat-cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, create some space between the shoulders. Try to look towards your belly button. And then go ahead and move at your own pace here. So inhale, look up. Exhale, rounding it down, creating space on the back of your spine. Inhale, chest pulls forward. Make sure you pull the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, let it go. One more in each direction. Good. Let's meet in a neutral spine here. We're going to keep all that nice and still. Belly is nice and engaged here. As you inhale, take your left arm up right next to your ear. Hold it there. Make sure your shoulders stay nice and level so you're keeping all of that even. On your next inhale, go ahead, lift your right leg back. I want you to push back through your foot. Point your toes down towards the ground. You got 5 big belly breaths here. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, lift it nice and strong. Reach out through your fingertips from your heel. One more inhale here as you exhale, draw your knee to your elbow underneath of you. Inhale, extend them out. Exhale, draw them in. Good. Again, pregnancy variation, you're just gonna bring them towards the midline of your body. We're not actually gonna crunch or twist those there. Big breath in, big exhale there. And we'll do 2 more here. Last one. Good. Hand and knee goes down. You're gonna sit your hips back onto your heels. Extend your hands long in front of you. Drop your forehead down onto your mat. And you're gonna take 5 to 7 of those deep belly breaths there. Good. So really think like there's a weight pushing down on your chest here. If you want to extend your fingers long on your inhale, you can do so. You can drop them down on your exhale. Awesome. We're going to come back up to all fours and do that same thing on the other side. Loving that, child's pose. I did not want to come back. You can stay there too. Just pause the video. Stay there. Okay. Play with the spine a little bit. Find that neutral spine again. This time on your next inhale, right hand is going to come up and forward. We're going to extend left leg back. Again, toes are pointed down towards the ground. You're pushing back through your heel. You got 5 to 7 belly breaths here. In through the nose. Strong exhale through the mouth. Check in on those shoulders and hips. Make sure they're nice and level. Awesome. One more inhale here. On your next exhale, draw knee to elbow right underneath that midline. Inhale, extend them long. Exhale, empty out all the air, draw them in. Good. Again, pregnancy variation. We're not going all the way in here. We're just drawing just a little bit in. Yeah. 3 more here. Last one, knee draws to elbow. Good. Plant the hand and the knee down. We're going to sit back into child's pose one more time. Hips point back. Sigh of relief here. Good. Holding in this child's pose position, I want you to start to play with your shoulder blades a little bit. So I'm going to pinch on Gabby. I'm going to put my fingers right on her shoulder blades here and ask her to pull her shoulder blades in towards each other. Good. Almost like you're rounding your armpits out towards the side. That's going to be your inhale, exhale. You're going to relax them down, space between those arms again. Do that about 5 times. So you're going to inhale in your child's pose, squeeze those shoulder blades together like you're trying to pinch your spine with your scapula, and then exhale, relax them down. So what we're doing right now is going in and out with those shoulder blades, and that's going to start to decrease that tension, and it's actually opening up your chest a little bit as you go through this pattern. Give yourself about 1 more of these. Really enjoy it. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, relax it down. Let your elbows fall down towards the ground. Very, very nice. All right, so we're gonna come into a hinge position. You have a couple options with how you do this. I'm gonna show you guys from a kneeling position. If you want a little more cushion under your knees, you're gonna take your mat, you're just gonna bunch it up here so you have a little bit more. If this is too much on your knees and you wanna stand, that's totally fine. You're gonna stand up and you're gonna find a hinge position like so. It's a little more work on your legs. So we're gonna show you from that kneeling position. If you stand up, stack your hips right on top of your knees from here. Keep a nice flat back. You're gonna hinge those hips back, and you can see from the side, my hips are almost over my feet here. I've got a straight line, hips, shoulders, and head. Hands are gonna come down in front of you. I want you to rotate your palms so you're about to high five someone right in front of you. We're gonna go for a little count here. Core is nice and tight. As you exhale, you're going to lift those hands up, bring them right by your ears. You're going to hold that for 2 seconds and then slowly lower them down for 4 counts. Good. So we're going to exhale, hold for 2, 1, lower down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep it going there. So you want to sit those hips back. We're rotating the thumbs out towards the side here. So our hands are like this as we go and lift. This is going to open up our chest really nicely. Good. Lift and hold. Slowly down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift and hold. Down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Couple more of these. Make sure your shoulders stay down away from your ears here as you lift it up. You want to keep them really low. Beautiful. Okay, if that's hurting your back or you need a little break, stand up, squeeze the glutes, engage everything there. You want to make sure you're not arching the back from that position or that becomes a little bit tough. That was our I pattern. We're going to go into a T pattern now. Again, leading with the thumbs out from the side. We find that neutral spine, core is tight. Same counts. You're going to lift up and wide. This time, arms are at the level of your shoulders. And you're going to hold it for 2 seconds. Slowly lower down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lift and hold. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Open the chest. Lower down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 3, lift and hold. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1. And up, breathe. 3, 2, 1. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going with this pattern. While we're here, make sure that your chin is tucked in towards your chest. We don't want to be looking up and extending long. Squeeze the shoulder blades. 3, 2, 1. We'll do 3 more of these. Up, squeeze. Think about that core pulling in. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. 3, 2. Last one. Squeeze, lift, and lower down. Good. Stand up. Release that lower back again. We have one more pattern here. This one, we're going to rotate the palms out towards the side again, leading with the thumbs here. This is a reverse I. So you're going to keep your arms as close to your body as you can. Swing them back in front of you, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, and then we lower down and in. And we want to think here like you're trying to lead back with your thumbs. So I'm wiggling, thumbs up towards the camera, and lower back down. We'll do 10. That was 2. Exhale, lift, hold, squeeze. And lower down. 4. 5. Inhale here. Exhale back. And the last one from here. Back and squeeze. Lower it down. Very nice. Good. Shake it all out. Once more, you can sit your hips back onto your heels. Drop it down into child's pose here. Let everything relax in. So good. Go ahead and crawl your arms to the right side of your mat. You're going to drop your hips off opposite. So drop the hips off towards the left side. Hands come towards the right side of the mat. Slowly bring the hips back to the middle. Crawl the hands back. And then hands go over to the left side. Drop the hips off to the right side. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of work to open those hips up just a bit more. So again, if you want that cushion underneath your mat, go ahead and keep that bundled up. We're gonna come back onto all fours here into a neutral spine. And we're gonna do some, maybe some people call them donkey kicks, I don't really have a better name for them. What I'm looking for here is that your back stays nice and flat. So you might not get your leg crazy high because we're not gonna arch the back. We're gonna keep it really still. Your right leg here is flexed at the knee. You're going to think about making a footprint up on the sky with your right foot. Lower that back down here. Good. So all of this is really active here. I'm squeezing, only using that glute to lift and lower. Every single time you use your glute to do this, you're opening up your hip flexors a little bit. So this is going to really help with anybody who's sitting a lot during this time or in general. Up and hold, squeeze that glute down nice and slow. This is your exhale. Inhaling as you lower. Good. Small movements are totally okay here. Do 3 more on this leg. And last one. Good. Let's sit the hips back in a child's pose again. Give yourself 5 to 7 deep breaths here. Really crawl your fingers forward. Enjoy that. There's a lot of work on the lower back, on the glutes here, so we want to make sure that we stretch them out in between too. All right. Let's come back up and do the other side. So same thing. Neutral spine here. Square off those hips, square off the shoulders. On your exhale, you're gonna lift your left leg up and back now. Squeeze the glute, and then slowly lower it back down next to meet the right. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. All in the glute. Remember, not moving that lower back. All core is tight. So good. All right, we're gonna go right into a little bit more heat. You're gonna take your toes and you're gonna tuck them underneath. You're still on all fours. Now I want you to lift your knees up off the ground. Find a nice flat back here. From this position, we're gonna go back to that belly breathing that we did in the beginning. So your inhale, you're dropping your belly down. Exhale, lifting it up and in as tight as you can. Try to have no movement in the chest. Halfway there. Awesome. Drop those knees. This time, keep your toes together. Take your knees as wide as your mat and sit your hips back in here. So this is child's pose one more time. We're a little bit more into the hips this time. And if it feels good to rock your hips side to side, you can do so. If you want to drop your head and sort of round your head on your forehead, that can feel good. Take a couple breaths and do whatever your body feels like it needs right now. Yes, 2 more really deep breaths. All right, slowly sit it up. We're gonna come to a seated position one more time and do some of my favorite last bits to release tension in your traps and your shoulders here. So we're just gonna find a comfortable seated position, and if cross-legged feels good for you, that's awesome. If that's not working for you and you wanna have the legs extended, whatever, if you need to kneel. If you have a pillow at home and you can sit on your pillow, that's gonna help with tight hips. So if you're a little worried about that, go ahead and boost yourself up there. But we're really not worried about the lower body here, we're just worried about the upper body. So I want you to try to look straight forward here. And again, if you wanna close your eyes, go ahead and do that. We're just working on these bits and I'm gonna talk you through what we're doing. Drop both of your hands down to the sides. And I'd like you to start by taking an inhale. You're gonna shrug your shoulders up towards your ears as hard as you can. Really breathe in, keep breathing in for 3, a little bit higher, 2, and 1. Exhale, relax them down. Let them all go. We're gonna do that 5 times. As you inhale, lift those shoulders up, shrug them, slightly looking up for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, drop them. Let them go. 3 more. Inhale, shrug it all the way up. Can you grow a little bit taller in your spine as you do this? And exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift. Breathing in. Drop up. Last time here. Big breath in. Lift them a little bit higher than you did before. And exhale, drop them down. Very good. You're gonna crawl your left fingers out as far as they can. Think about keeping your shoulders square here. And now just gently, without pushing or forcing, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Notice what you feel through the side of your traps here into your deltoid, going all through here. You have options from this point. If you want to turn your head and look towards your right armpit, you might start to feel this a little bit more through some of the muscles in your neck. If you're feeling like your chest and your shoulders really tight, you can always flip your palm up here so your hands are going up, palms facing forward, thumb up towards the ceiling. And then of course, again, if you want to, you can take this arm back behind you a little bit. Think about retracting your shoulder blade as well. That's going to open up even more of that chest cavity. Take 3 of those belly breaths that we did in the beginning from this position. Very nice. Take your hand back to its original spot. Slowly turn your head back to neutral. You want to loosen everything up. Good. We're going to do that on the other side. So take your right hand, crawl those fingertips out away from you. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder from here. Really make sure you're not pushing it. You just kind of want to let it fall to wherever it feels good. And then bring some awareness to what's going on in the shoulder, through the neck, and in the chest here. This is the complex we're looking. So if you want a little more neck, you're going to rotate your chin towards your left armpit at that point. If you want a little bit more chest and shoulder, you can rotate that left hand up so you're going palm lifting there. And then if you want more in the chest, you're just going to start to crawl those fingertips back a little bit here. 3 belly breaths. And hand comes back to neutral. Bring the head back into the middle. Shake it all out one more time. All right, we have one final shoulder relaxer to go through here. You're going to take both of your hands as you inhale. You're going to lift them up overhead. You should look up as well. From here, we're thinking about bringing the shoulders up towards the ears. So it's that same shrug. And then as you exhale, not only you're dropping the shoulders, but you're stretching the fingers out away from each other as long as they can possibly go all the way to the ground. Lots of energy through your hands here. So it should feel very, very intense on your shoulders. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift it all up, shrug it. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale, space, stretch the fingers out, take up some room. That feels good. Shake it out as much as you need to. Inhale, up, shrug the shoulders. And last time, exhale, stretch those hands out nice and long. Good, good, good. Okay, we're gonna sit here and end just the way we started. So again, if you wanna lay down, you're more than welcome to. If you wanna stay seated and upright, that's totally fine. One hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Pick whichever option works really well for you. Just make sure you're finding a really comfortable position. I'd like you to close your eyes from here and notice where the breath is coming out of. We want that to be really centered from the belly, not from the chest. And we're gonna take 10 nice, slow, deep belly breaths at whatever pace feels good for you. So you're inhaling, thinking about expanding the abdomen. Exhale, pull it in, tighten it all in, and just emptying out the core there totally. Try to keep the mind right on the breath, not really thinking about anything else. Really good stuff. So if you want to continue with breathing at this point, go ahead and do so. You can shut me off and keep going with it. But we're going to log off. So thanks for working out with us. Thank you to Gabby for being my little demo here.
I'm here all week.
Feel great. Feel
And
good.
next week.
be happy. We're gonna be doing a lot of weird stuff up here as long as we got sunshine on the roof. Probably working on some HIIT stuff soon, so if you're looking for a little bit more movement, stay tuned for that. Otherwise, have fun, be safe, stay healthy, drink your water.